Okay, hello, my friends. Oops, you see my snack right in there making a little appearance. Oh, oop. Okay, hang on. Settle down, Brooke, settle down. Okay. So, last week was crazy. We had some awesome stuff that we talked about last week on What's New Wednesday. And then with the Lawn Fawn release day on Thursday, I think a lot of you guys ended up getting to see that video, hopefully. So I have a whole list of things that I'm pulling, and for people that have requests out and stuff, hold on one sec. And I'm making my way through it, just so you know. It's because there's a lot of stuff that's on special order that I need to make sure we've got quantities of this, that. So not to worry if you haven't heard from me about that. It's just because my list is very, very long, and I had a trade show again this weekend. So yesterday I spent some of the time in between classes getting through some of these boxes that we have that have showed up last week that I didn't have a chance to get to. So some of you guys may have gotten emails yesterday about various things that were here for you to pick up. And one of the things that we were very excited to receive is the 12 Days of Christmas. No, the 12 Days of Stitchmas Advent Calendar from Spellbinders. So, I'm just kind of blathering on while people are joining us. Hello, Heidi. Hi, Christine. Simmer down. I know, right? I'm tearing apart my whole thing. Hi, Charlotte. Long time no see. So, for those of you guys that pre-ordered this and paid for it, you got your email yesterday that it was here for pickup. I've already seen a number of you guys or heard from you. You're coming in, whenever. They're paid. They're tucked in a box under the table. So, they're good to go. And then I had a couple that were pre-ordered that people did not respond to. So, and I ordered a couple for the store. So we have a handful of the 12 Days of Stitchmas die sets available. Okay. So if you are not familiar with what this is, hi, Diane. Hi, Heidi. This one is, it's kind of like an advent calendar, but it's 12 days instead of like the full month of December. And what they're going to do is you get, this is for those of you guys that love these stitching dies, because they are so popular right now. And you can add these little bits of threads and metallics and things like that, just to add some texture and dimension and shine and all that kind of stuff. So this is 12 dies in here. Well, you kind of do get a sneak peek of what's in there, but 12 dies. They are exclusive to this package, okay? So they aren't going to be available separate. You can only get them in here. And the calendars, or these packets, are extremely limited. So we had to put our numbers in back in March, and we had to commit to that many, and we can't go up. We can't go down. We just get what we get. So I have a couple left if anybody wants them. Now, the nice thing about these ones is the dies in this set are all icon size dies. Okay. So I haven't opened it. You can tell it's still in the package, and I won't open it because I'm not a fun ruiner when it comes to the Advent calendars. I saw it back in March, but then I promptly forgot about it, but it's all really, really good stuff. So if you didn't get one, I have a handful of them, but I beg you, if you want one, don't delay, because they won't be available for very long. Because when I sell out, I cannot get any more. Okay, so they are $74.99. You're going to get 12 different icon size dies. So that's actually a really, really great price on those dies when you kind of break it out. And they're all holiday themed. The other thing that's going to happen, which is really exciting, is Spellbinders and a number of industry people are going to go live on, social media channels of some sort, and do a lot of inspiration over the 12 days. And I don't exactly know when that's starting, but I will try and find out for all the people that are getting the calendar and let you guys know when and where to watch out for that. So if you didn't get yours yet, I have only a handful available, and they're $74.99, and it is a screaming value. Now, last year, Spellbinders had an advent calendar. This year, they also have an advent calendar that is the standard amount of days, 24, I think. And that one hasn't arrived yet, but I do have more of that one because that one was kind of those dies and various things that are in there. This one is just all dies, right? The one in the regular calendar, which isn't here yet, is dies, embossing folders, stamps, embellishments, like a whole bunch of stuff for crafting. But those are evergreen designs. So while this one is holiday based, those ones can be used all year. And I'll tell you what, you guys, last year there was some dang cute stuff in there. So that one is $54.99. And if you didn't get yours pre-ordered, then definitely let me know, because I have some available. Even though they're not here yet, but you'll want to get on that list because it'll be the same situation with those, okay? So that is the Stitchmas calendar is here. I'm so excited. Now, the other thing that I did this weekend is unpack like half boxes and things like that. So I've got actually quite a bit of fun stuff to show you today. And then let's just see how far I get. Okay, because there's just so much stuff. All right, so many of you guys had gotten a chance to look through the Creative Expressions Halloween catalog that I had. And so I wanted to show you guys some of the stuff that's arrived. So that I think we already talked about, although now I cannot remember. Have I shown you guys? They have a witch, they have a skeleton die, they have a really beautiful spiderweb border die. I don't know if I've shown those to you guys yet. So if I haven't, I will do that tomorrow. Just let me know if that sounds vaguely familiar or not. So anyways, so what we have is we're going to start with the woodware stamps that just came in. So these ones are a great value because you get this really nice sized icon stamp. They're easy to color, but easy to watercolor. So the fastest way to color an image like this, in my opinion, depends on what you're good at, what your skills are, that kind of thing, is to stamp this and emboss it, heat emboss it, so you have those little ridges, and then do watercolor because it's so fast. And you can make the color as intense as you want when you do watercolor, but it just makes life really, really easy. So these ones are $8.99. This adorable little gnome. The gnomes just keep coming in all of these really cute outfits. This one is called Witchy Woo. And it's your little witch gnome. So, but you got the little frog, you got the little bat, you've got the owl, and then best witches. And you've got some little like splattery goo right there so that you could make stuff. Now, actually, see this little frog right down here? This frog is just a wee bit bigger, I think, by a smidge. But if you stamped and cut this frog out and put it over this one, now you have like a little bit of a 3D element to it. Or you could just have it separately. It looks to me like it's a smidgy bigger, but it very well could be exactly the same size. So that's Witchy Woo. And then we have this one, which I think is really cool. Hubble Bubble Toil and Trouble. Isn't that from that one movie? Witches of Eastwick, or is that where that came from? I don't know. So $8.99, but I actually like this one because you got that cool moon, so you could really make that stand out, and then you could make this hat be a really dramatic color. And it'll still give you that icon image on your card. Now, just a reminder too that all of the Halloween stuff is one and done. So as soon as they sell out, there won't be any more. And I do know that some of these items have already sold out. So I don't know exactly which ones, because, you know, that would be helpful information for me to have for you guys, but sorry. So I would not delay on getting these if you want any of them. Okay, so this one is called, Witch's Hat. Very, very clever. All right, and then this one is called Haunted Tree, and you've got this really cool, like, sentiment stamp here that's like, it looks almost like scribbles, but could be kind of a tree branch too. I'm trying to get it to focus. There we go. And so then you've got some more bats, but this guy is fabulous. So you just do a really cool ink background and then stamp him, VersaFine Claire, right? Won't that be dramatic? But what I love about that is look at the detail in the web on those branches. Isn't that fun? Ugh, I just love it. So that one is called Haunted Tree. And then again with this one's called Haunted House. So again, you can create all kinds of backgrounds, but what I think would be really fun with this one also is to get some of your masking paper, and find a circle die that matches that size, right? Because then you could actually mask out that moon, and make that a really pretty yellow or whatever color you want to make it, and then still stamp this all in black and do your inky background. I mean, there's so many. I love these kind of stamps because they're just really, really easy. VersaFine Claire, and then in Nocturne, right? And then everything else is just fun, inky backgrounds. So those are the 4 full-size woodware stamps for Halloween, and those guys are $8.99. Okay, now we also got in a little mini one, and this one's $5.50. It's called Halloween Props. Hopefully you guys can see this, but I loved this little drippy goo at the top, because it's got these little sparkles and things like that. So glow-in-the-dark embossing powder would be very cool with this stamp. And then you've got a hat, and they all have these little kind of edges around them. So they're, you know, they're a little distressed looking. You've got this fabulous cat. And you put, if you put some teeny tiny little red gems on those eyeballs, ooh, it'll be spooky. And then these mice, which are absolutely adorable. So $5.50 for the Halloween props. And then we have 2 new of the mini sentiment dies. So we have Scary Greetings and we have Haunted Wishes. And so last year when they came out with these, the sentiment dies for Halloween, they were one of the first to sell, and I got a lot of them. So I would not dilly-dally on these if you want them. And they are $7.50 each. Okay, but there's more. There's more. All right. So, also, Christine, did the add-on arrive? Christine, the add-on, I don't think it did. I think that might be tomorrow. I thought it would be today, but I'll have to double check. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe it's here. I don't know. I got a number of boxes. And then let's see. So, and I think I saw Jan. Hello, Jan, and hi, Stacy. Okay. Did I hope I saw everybody. Oh, it's hard. I forgot to get out my laptop. Okay. So, then we have this one. This is a really cool one because this one is called Build a Wreath. Okay. So let me take this one out. It's $12.99. It's clear, but I think this one could be really, really fun. Now I only have one left in stock. So if they're still available, if more people want this one, you'll want to let me know, because if I can get more ordered, I will. But look at that cool twig wreath. Okay. And this one is maybe about 3.5 inches wide. So it's a nice, good icon size. You could still put like a sentiment across the middle or something, but you also have all of these little hanging spiders. You've got the little jack-o'-lanterns. You can stamp this one in yellow or in orange, stamp that one in black, and now you have kind of that layered effect. You got the bat trio, you've got the web, but what's very cool about this web stamp is look at how long some of these ones are. So if you want to attach it to something, you absolutely can. You've got some extra twigs so you can make your wreath. If you wanted to stamp this in one shade of brown and you wanted to add in some dimension and some other shades, you can do that. But look, you guys, you also have this really cool corner, which gives you kind of that haunted, cracky look. And then you have this really cool border down here at the bottom. Now, this could also be used, I mean, just looking at it, right? It looks like sort of like a distressed shadow or floor or something, but also it could kind of be a water texture. So I think you have lots of possibilities. And this frame here, because there's no webs in it specifically, I think you could probably add some little leaf, like little teeny leaf dies or something like that, and turn that into a fall one as well. So this one is called, what did I say this was called? Oh, it's called Build-A-Wreath. That doesn't sound very Halloween-y, but that one's $12.99. Okay. All right. And then we have a really good set of sentiments. So Halloween sentiments are kind of one of those things. It's real hit and miss. And we had a really fantastic one last week that I know a lot of you guys requested. We did sell out, so I have more on order of the Inappropriate Halloween. That one is fabulous. But this one is going to be kind of your general Halloween sentiments. So, you know, may not be ones you like. Inappropriate Halloween was freaking hilarious, right? But it might be what you send to your best friend, but it might not be what you give to your coworker at work or something, right? So what's cool about this set is you've got all of these sentiments, but they're in different like spooky fonts. So, and they're a little bit bigger than, so you can see here the size of the boo, okay? So it's definitely bigger than it is on the cover, just so you know. And then these guys are $13.99 for that big stamp set. It's great. Okay, now this is one that not really many people noticed in the catalog printout, but I have to tell you guys, I love it. So this one is called Spooky Borders. And so this one, it's funny because Creative Expressions, this is not their first border stamp. And I don't know if they are doing like this type of stamp and their concept as much justice. But in a meeting with them, one of the things that they were talking about with these border stamps is they wanted to be able to have it be like a create your own washi kind of a stamp. So if you didn't have the washi in the color or whatever that you wanted, you could do this on little strips of tissue paper with a waterproof ink, and you know, you could collage it down, or I mean any number of things, but you could create your borders or your own what am I trying to say? Your own washi if you had like a plain washi. Now, but what I love about these is if you're doing Halloween, how perfect are those for decorating the envelopes, right? I mean, this little graveyard scene right across the bottom, boom. Or, I mean, any of these. They're just so cute. Or, my friends, the insides of your Halloween cards, so fun because they're very thin, right? They're not even an inch. They're like a little, they're 5/8 of an inch, okay? So a little bigger than 1/2 inch, a little smaller than 3/4 of an inch. So those will be really cute on the inside of a card as well. This would be another one. I don't know that I have very many of these left, because, yeah, because the people that I've talked to about these are like, oh yeah, I need that. So if you want the spooky borders, I mean, and for $13.99, I mean, gosh, what a good deal. So let me know because I'll probably have to get more ordered. Okay, now, that being said, there's more. Okay, so these are, hang on a second. So as I was mulling around looking for stuff to bring in, I ran into these two stencils. And I know Tim has an eyes stencil that he just came out with. Oh, and for those of you guys that are asking, yes, we are doing pre-orders on the stamps, Tim's Halloween stamps. We're doing pre-orders on Tim's Ranger mica sprays. I just have to get the emails written. It's just been a very, very busy set of weeks. So I know some of you guys have already sent me your orders, and I've got you on the list. And the stamps, my first shipment of stamps is already on its way. So, but this one is a little bit of a different eyes, okay? But I loved it because the glow paste, the grit glow paste from Tim is back in stock. And so this is $9.99. You get 3 ounces. So that's a lot of paste in here. But how fun is it to do your background and then you do this glow-in-the-dark paste with those eyeballs and they're glowing at you. Oh my goodness, right? Okay, so there's that one. And then, my friends, you've got this one. So, okay, the eyeballs is $6.99, and I don't think they actually give this a name. Oh, yeah, they do. It's called Watching You. Okay, that's kind of a spooky one, actually. That's a freaky name. Okay, and then this one is... What name do you think they gave this one? Okay. I don't know, because they call it like Masks Scenery Borders, but it's from the Sweet Stories collection. So maybe they thought this was going to be frosting if it's from the Sweet Stories. I don't know, but I looked at it like drippy goo. So let's kind of talk about this one because this has puzzled a couple people, okay? So what you've got here is you've got a stencil where if you put it on your paper like this, okay, you're going to be able to put either, you know, your texture paste or whatever, or like I would probably use my embossing ink and then put my glow-in-the-dark embossing powder on there, and you will get glow-in-the-dark drippy goo, okay? Now, that is the side that's going to give you the drippy goo. This side is going to mask the drippy goo so that you can create the rest of your backdrop. So this one actually gives you the drippy goo and gives you the mask for the drippy goo so that you can kind of create the whole scene that you need. And so this one is $6.99. And I guess we would just call this drippy goo stencil. I don't know. Anyway, so the grit paste glow is back in stock, as is the texture paste black opaque. Both of those guys are back if you missed them the first time that they were in stock. Okay, now I also wanted to show you guys this pad is $17.50. You get, let's see, 24 double-sided 8x8 sheets in here. Now, I'm going to open this one because this is from their Halloween collection. But it can be Halloween, but it doesn't have to be. But one of the reasons I wanted to show you guys this is because these guys are one of the very few that I know of that does a thinner double-sided paper. And so for some projects, folding projects, things like that, you need a thin paper. And they're very, very hard to find, decorative thin papers. So I wanted to pull this one out and show you because even though it's from the Halloween line, I really think that this one kind of extends into, you know, the all of fall, right, color-wise. And you've got these solids on the backside too that are great. So they're going to coordinate with the patterns. But because this is part of the Halloween release, it very well might be limited in stock. So, and it's 8x8. So like those iris folding dies that they had out a while ago, or if you do tea bag folding. Nope, they were tea bag folding dies that they had out. I get those two confused all the time. So this one's called Distressed Shadows. It's 24 double-sided papers for $17.50. Okay, now the other thing I wanted to show you guys is I may have shown you this when it came in, but this is one of my favorites from all the samples I saw from the Creative Expressions line. And what I think is odd, and I keep meaning to email my my rep at Creative Expressions, because see, they've got these awesome bats down here, which you almost don't even notice. But then on the sample here, they have all of these inlays, okay? But the thing is that the die actually doesn't leave those inlays in. So that could have been like maybe an early version of it. So the way that this goes is you actually have all of this beautiful decor, and then you have these fabulous bats at the bottom. So what I did is I have not finished weeding this because it was quite a feat, and then I got distracted doing something else. But so what I did is I cut this beautiful little web here with Elizabeth Crafts adhesive on the back side of the black glossy paper. This is my go-to for things like this. But I want you guys to be able to see how cool that bat is down at the bottom and how intricate that detail is for that web. So, you know, there's two ways that you can do this. Probably a die pick would be a better way to go, which doesn't seem to be within reach. So, but you can, you know, kind of pick these out. I tend to just take out my, you know, OCD frustrations on something like this and pick all the pieces out before I pull it off the adhesive. One thing that does for me is that when I pull it off, I don't get little bits stuck to the back of the die, but, you know, you do you. And it depends on what adhesive you use. But the Elizabeth Crafts adhesive, even in the 2.5-inch roll, that's going to be perfect for this, but it gives you that extra loft to really give you the dimension on those fine web pieces, okay? So I do have, I think, 3 or 4 of these still in stock if you didn't get one already. And they're only $18.99. Is that right? Yeah, I better double check that, but yeah. Okay, now, let's see. Okay, here we go. We have a single new 3D topper. What? Only one? Yes, only one, my friends. But this one is called Flower Owls. And so a lot of you guys are familiar with these, so I'm not going to go into it too much, but it's going to be great, I think, for the seasons that we're going into. But if you look, you've got some holiday owls, some fall owls, some general owls, right? And then you could even maybe do even a Halloween one there. But these guys have a little bit of glitter. Each one is individually packaged and very, very easy to put together because they are only 3 layers. Okay, so I have some of these in stock. I don't know. I don't know how many of them sold today, but if you want one of these, definitely let me know. You get 10 designs for $9.99. It's such a great value, and I know a lot of you guys are crazy for these because they're fun to just sit and put together in front of the TV. Actually, and all these owls are really pretty. Oh, they're beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, and this is the one that we won't be able to see. Oh, there he is. There he is. There we go. So he's got that pretty little face. Okay, so if you want these, let me know, because I'm also doing a reorder. So as when I checked last time, they were still available, not out of stock yet. So if I need to get more, it's better to know sooner rather than later with the holidays coming. Okay, so that's the Flower Owl. Now, since we were talking about woodware, the first of their holiday stuff has also come in. So we got in 3 of the cute gnomes for the holidays. So these ones are all brand new. we've got, what's this guy called? Fun Time Gnome. And, you know, I mean, he does look like he's having a fun time, but I'm just looking at this. How big do you guys think a gnome is, right? I don't know, because obviously I've never seen one, but I think they're about the size of most garden statues. Would you think? I mean, I guess we're talking fictional characters, so I don't know. But this bauble would have to be really, really big for a gnome that size, or this gnome has to be really, really tiny. I don't think it matters, but he is having a good time. Okay, so back in the day when my brother was little, he played Nintendo. As I'm sure, you know, you guys have lots of people that, you know, played Nintendo. And my brother, whenever he would be playing his game, he would be like this, and he'd be standing and dancing around, and his tongue was always out. So every time I see some little character with their tongue out like that, I always think of my little brother when he was little in like mad video game stage. So that's Fun Time Gnome. And these are all, again, $8.99. And then this one here. So nutcrackers are always popular at Christmas, but we don't always get access to a lot of good nutcrackers. It's strange, right? So I'm always on the hunt for one, and I just thought he is so cute. Two things. One, he looks like he could be an adorable Christmas, you know, nutcracker gnome, right? But also, I thought he would be really cute for, like, if you were doing some English themed thing. Doesn't he kind of look like, you know, depending on how you color him, he could absolutely be one of the guards. So I thought this one could definitely do a double duty. And so he's called Nutcracker Gnome. And then look at this guy. Oh my goodness. So cute. All right. So this one is Cozy Gnome Jumper. I know in Australia and probably in England too, they call the sweaters or their sweatshirts they pull over, or, you know, kind of that kind of a jacket, a jumper. So that's why this one's called a cozy jumper. But he's adorable. And literally all you see of this guy is his little shoes and his nose, because his sweater is so big. So, and again, they have this little icon out here so that you could color this one, cut it out, and then you could pop it out the front of his sweatshirt if you want. But oh my gosh, he's so cute. I love that. All right. And then we haven't had this one in before. This one came out a couple months ago, maybe in the spring. But somebody requested it. They were looking for it. And so I got in a few more because we haven't had it in. And from that release, this was probably one of the most popular. So when I went to go stick it on my order, I think it wasn't available. Then I forgot about it. But do you guys love that? That is Gnome in a Beer. It's called Beer Gnome. So there is Gnome Father, quite like you. Don't worry, beer happy. Have a beer on me. Happy Beer Day. So great sentiments, super fun, and glossy accents on this, or that fluffy stuff would be so cool. Remember around the St. Patrick's Day, we did that little die cut of the beer, and we used that fluffy stuff on the foam. Oh my gosh, it was adorable. So lots of cool things you can do with that. And I know this one has lots of inspiration out there on online, because it was kind of a favorite. And from what I understand, these sentiments fit in the label on the beer. Okay. Now, next up, I want to show you guys this stencil that came in. So this stencil actually came in with the shipment of Picket Fence that I showed you last week. But I didn't show you this one because this is the one I ordered, but on the invoice they charged me for something else and listed something else, but they shipped me the right one. So I had to get that all straightened. And then in the meantime, I also lost them. So, but this is a really, really cool one, but it's a little bit different. Okay. So What it is it is a, what's it called? It's called Hot Flashes. So it's called Mini Hot Flashes. But what I wanted to do actually is just kind of show you guys what this stencil does, okay? Because I haven't seen a stencil quite like this. So what I'm going to do is, I was playing around with it. I'm going to just kind of center this one top to bottom here. Let's see. Does that look even? I think so. Okay. And then I'm going to start with, I wish I had a grippy mat here, but I don't. So I'm going to start with the yellow. Okay. And this is going to be just a quick version. Now, what I did with this one, because that's what I had handy, is I just put some repositionable adhesive on the stencil, which I don't know if that would be my ideal way to do this, but it's what I did for this one. Okay. So, and you can take more time to do what you need to do than I'm doing here, but I think you guys will get the picture. So I just thought this is so cool. So for those of you guys that have people, like to me, this looks like those of you that are looking for stuff to go with like motorcycles and things like that. This looked like it was a pretty cool one for that. Okay, so I'm using the Simon Hurley Shooting Star first, and then I'm going to use some Guppy, okay? And so it just kind of, you can kind of decide how you want these colors to go. It wasn't really anything specific, but I want to keep that yellow because I really like kind of how that brightness comes about with that yellow. Okay, so I'm just adding a little bit of the orange here, and then we're going to flip that. Okay, so it's coming together. Now, I can't remember if I had a pink brush or not, but I couldn't find it, so I'm using the red one, and I'm using Prom Queen. A red would have been good too, but sometimes when I craft, I know you guys have probably got to be the same. Sometimes when you craft, you just grab whatever's on hand. Oops, that might have been a little dark, but it's okay. I think I'm going to need more orange for this one. I mean, goodness gracious, orange is my favorite color. Why am I going lighter on the orange? Hello. Okay. So, yeah. So you can see, oops, you didn't see me do that. Anywho, that's because I started to talk. Doggone it, Brooke. Me and that talking. Okay. And I'm just going to add in a little bit more orange here. Okay. All right. You guys ready for this? Let me put my lids back on, just to draw out the suspense. I always think, like, the reveal on stencils is always so fun, even if you know what it's going to look like, right? But check this out. Ah, then I will just take my little finger and roll that off, because that's the repositionable stuff there, and try to keep my inky fingers off of that. But, like, how cool is that? So, actually, when I ordered this, I thought the stencil was going to go the other way. I thought it was going to be the stencil for the flames. But what's fun about this is, you know, it's flames, but you then still have quite a bit of this open space that you can put your icons in. You could put, I mean, if you put a motorcycle something on here, it would be fantastic. And so I'm still on the lookout for one that does the flames, but actually once I started to use this one, I really, really kind of dug it, because it is opposite of what you might expect. Okay, so, and this one is only $5.99 for this little stencil, which I think is a great deal. Okay, And then, what time is it? One of these days I'm going to put a watch back on, but that's not today. So, do I have time to show you guys something else, or somebody tell me what time it is? I think you guys, somebody, let's see. Let me see. Oh, I bet you I can do this. Oh, 4:42. Okay. All right. So I'm going to show you guys these real quick, and then we will, we'll probably revisit these because this is, my first shipment just got here, and I want you guys to get a peek at these. Okay. So we will have a bundle offer on these as well, but if you want certain ones, let me know because, I think these will probably sell pretty quickly. And I'm going to put in another order tomorrow because I already noticed that I mucked something up. This, my friends, is the brand new release from Annette Green. So this is her Everyday Elements release. Her last release was also called Everyday Elements. I guess that's going to be her thing. But we've got Holiday, and it's awesome. So we've got 6 dies and 2 stamps. So for those of you guys that decide you want the whole bundle, we will have a bundle price. I just have to figure it out. I literally pulled these out of the box right before the video. Okay, so let's talk about this one. This is Everyday Words 2. Now, in Donna's watercolor landscapes class, she used a font on 1 or 2 of the cards, and people went crazy for it. That was Everyday Words number 1. So this is Everyday Words number 2. This is designed to mix and match with that one. It can work by itself. Number 1 can work by itself, but if you have number 1 and you get number 2, they work together because of the size. Now, here's what I love about this, you guys. $19.99. Look at how many dies you get. What? You get beautiful, like thin, delicate, but readable and not super girly script sentiments, okay? So you absolutely could use those on a masculine card if you wanted to. But you can use just the words, but you could use the words and the backgrounds, and you get all of that for $19.99. It's such a good value. Her word dies are such a good value. Okay, so, and then we have, we have like 3 for fall in here, and they are great. All right, this one is called Festive Harvest. Now, this one has these pumpkins. So you get a couple different pumpkins. What's cool is each pumpkin has a little topper, so you can cut that out of different colors. But you also have this additional layer right here that can give you even more dimension, but will still layer flat and very, very easy. I highly recommend cutting these guys with adhesive on the back just to, you know, make your life easier. Then you have some little acorns, and these ones are a little bit of a, like a kind of an artsy shape, but you've got that embossed detail in there as well. So when you go and add ink. Now, we've talked about this gobs and gobs of times, but whenever I'm using a die that has these embossing details on it, either you want to die cut it and then run it through with your squishy mat, or you want to put that Elizabeth Crafts adhesive on the backside. That way, when you run it through the die, it'll just die cut and emboss at the same time. Okay, that is my go-to. And the Elizabeth Crafts is just a wee bit thinner than score tape. So, because sometimes score tape has a little bit of trouble cutting through cardstock and the tape. So Elizabeth Crafts is kind of that perfect medium. And then you've got these sunflowers, you've got the middles, and then you've got the wheat stalks. So this one is absolutely gorgeous. And you can see here what I like about how they're doing the samples on these ones is this is what we would be doing, right? We would be doing kind of our smush technique for inking those papers, and then we would, you know, be adding a little bit of extra stuff. So really artsy, but dies that are like a standalone die so that it doesn't go with their planner system or something like that. Absolutely can use it for all kinds of stuff. All right. Then we have, Festive Harvest, by the way, is $21.99. So that's still, look at all those dies. I mean, her dies are such a good value. This one is called Mushrooms and Ferns. Okay, mushroom fans, this is phenomenal. So you have this little red mushroom, okay? Now, we've talked about the one from Spellbinders, and it is adorable too. But you've got two, even though these are the same, mushroom you've got two different looks for these mushrooms. This one is going to be a little bit more in like your artsy watercolor style. You could still do that with this one, but just the details that you have on this one are going to be a little bit more like, Spellbinders-y. I don't know what word I'm going to use, but okay, so here's the other thing. Are you guys ready for this? That fern, first off, check that sucker out. Like, whoa, whoa, whoa on the detail. But then, look at what you get with the mushrooms. You get all of the little gills or phalanges or whatever those things are, so that when you die cut this, you're going to get that texture pushed right into the base of your mushroom so that you get even more realistic, fun looks for that guy. And then you get this one here, which is, kind of how those mushrooms grow in the forest. But also, my friends, should you need some dies to make some X-rated characters, I'm just saying that could also help you for those cards that they don't make dies for. We'll just go with that. So $23.99 on this one, but the detail is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Okay, so $23.99, and that one was Mushrooms and Ferns. Now, yeah, you saw it, didn't you, Heidi? Okay, guys, this is one that when they send it out to the designers and then they get samples back and stuff, this is one that a lot of the designers used, and it's because of this guy here. But you have this gorgeous wreath too. So this beautiful wreath has got insane detail, and depending on the color of how you do this, it actually can go into Christmas too, or the holidays, or you could probably do it for spring, because it really has like this kind of artsy design, but lots of detail. But how it comes out is based on how you color it. So, and then you've got the leaf with some extra detail here. Oh, look at this one. That might be a Washington-esque type leaf. Not exactly, but perhaps a fancy maple leaf. I think we've chatted about those before. But this guy, this right here, this is your embossed owl. Okay? Layered, detailed owl. And he is the one that everybody is going bananas for. Oh, why did I just get an accent for the word bananas? I talk like regular, and then the word bananas comes out. Okay, do I seem like I'm delirious? I'm in here talking all by myself and just cracking myself up. Okay, so anyway, so you've got this gorgeous owl. He's going to be a hit because also he is perfect for card sizes, okay? And then here's all his little expressions. So this whole set of dies, $23.99. Absolutely fabulous. Okay, so here's the deal. Yeah, I somehow only put one of these on my order. So if you want this one, please let me know, because clearly I'm going to have to order more, because I do already have somebody on the list for this one. But since I've got it, I'm going to show it to you guys, because this is Joy and Mary. So this one is the Christmas one, but you've got these great, like, music notes. You've got these nice deers and they all are kind of this watercolory-esque patterns. So you really can go crazy. But, where did that hat go? Okay, I want to see how big that hat is. Hold on, friends. Hold on. Oh, it's magic. Wait, can I get it out? There we go. Oh, one more stuck spot. There we go. Okay. Ah, there it is. All the way down here. All of that for just to show you guys this. Okay, so this little hat right here, this is what I wanted to see size-wise. Because this will be the little base, so it's less than an inch. This is going to be so perfect. What if you wanted to put that little hat on your owl? And now you have a Christmas owl. Oh, that'll be so cute. Oh my goodness. So this is going to be a fun little die because you really can dress up all kinds of things with it. And at Christmas, everything is better with a Santa hat on. So, but there's your, you know, your notes. And then you've got this joy here. And so they kind of did an inlaid snowflake on that, which you can do or you don't need to do. Now, just to kind of talk about how this was done in case you want to. They cut the word out first and then probably put that die in the O, okay, in the hole of the O, but it's bigger than the hole, so then they recut it. That's how they got the inlay. Anyway, so this one is called Joy and Mary, and I may be making a holiday owl. I don't know. But you guys, you know, I love dressing up animals. Yes. Well, Oliver's still in training, but we're working on it. Okay. So then we have a die called Layered Labels, and then we have a stamp set called Layered Labels. So you can use both of these separately or together, but when you use them together, this, first off with the labels, you have some really fun shapes with the matted layer, okay? And they're perfectly matted because they didn't worry about doing like a full nested size. It's just, you know, the right matting for that shape. So you've got those, but you guys, when you pair it with the stamp set, now you have the stitched detail that will fit on each one of those layers, and it will make it next level awesome. Okay, so all kinds of options that you have for this one. And then you've also got some extra little sprigs here that you can use to decorate things. Look at this one. How fun is that? And this, I would think this one could kind of be like you could either tear it apart and have it come out of the various sides of, you know, things that you need to zhuzh up kind of a thing. You have some really interesting photo corners and this little banners. So I was looking at that little banner, right? And on this picture, I'm like, oh, that looks kind of cool. It's because this little tiny banner has these openings in it. So again, with that adhesive on the back side, you're going to get an emboss. So you're going to get the banner shape, but if you want that shape embossed in it where it has kind of that dimension to the banner, you just put that adhesive on and then you'll get the bump that you see kind of indicated here. Okay, so the Layered Labels is $21.99, and then the stamp set that goes with it is a nice big stamp set, and so that one is $19.99. But you guys, this is all year. This is not holiday. I mean, it could be holiday, but it certainly doesn't have to be holiday. All year, and labels are always good. Plus, actually, these are a great size. You could put those on jam jars and things like that. And then lastly, for this release, we have the Festive Season. So this stamp set is $19.99. You have some more of these borders. Remember, we were just talking about the borders in the Halloween. So you've got some really fun little borders here that you could use for, you know, the insides of your card or your envelopes. They are... So these ones are like 3 1/4 long or just about 4 inches, okay? You've got your postmark. You've got the cutest little snowman, a bell, a package, and then you've got your red cardinal or maybe, I don't know, color it a different color. Maybe it's a bluebird. Although I'm no bird expert, as you guys know. And then you've got a couple of cancellations. So, that is that one. I was going to go fast, but, you know, I always promise you guys I'm going to go fast, and then I never do. Okay, I'm going to do a quick recap if anybody is still here, so that you guys can kind of take your notes, because some of these things are going to be limited in stock, so I don't want you to miss out. Okay, so we've got the Halloween stamps from Woodware. Okay, so these guys are all $8.99. We have Witchy Woo, which is the gnome one. So there were a couple gnome ones, but this is the only gnome one I have in stock. And then we've got Witch's Hat. Love this one. I think that icon is so beautiful. And then we have Haunted Tree. So perfect if you are a background making fan. And then your VersaFine Nocturne is going to be your best friend on that one. And same with the VersaFine Nocturne on this one called Haunted House. So Haunted Tree, Haunted House. $8.99 for each of those. And then there's also a little one from Woodware. This guy's $5.50. It's called Halloween Props. You've got the two little mice going both directions. You've got this beautiful black cat, the hat, and then this stamp that is the drippy goo. And so you do that one with some embossing ink and glow-in-the-dark embossing powder. Awesome. Awesome. Or even like a red, right? Red glossy. Oh, that would be so cool. Okay, then we have the two new Halloween sentiments, Haunted Wishes and Scary Greetings. These guys are $7.50 each. Then we have the Build-A-Wreath. So this is the Halloween Build-A-Wreath. Fantastic corner right here. And then a whole bunch of other elements. We kind of went in depth in this one earlier. So that one is $12.99. And then we have a great set of Halloween sentiments that is, you know, pretty much good for like all the general people in your life, your coworkers, your teacher, you know, something like that. If you don't want something too snarky for everybody, $13.99 on that stamp set. And it's got a bunch of different fonts, which is really fun. And then this one, which is a personal favorite of mine, because this will be fabulous for doing the insides of your cards, or decorating your envelopes. So this is your Spooky Borders, and that one is $13.99. Now, all of these ones, reminder, you guys, are limited. So when they're gone, they're gone. And then we also have the Distressed Shadows. This is double-sided paperweight, printed 8x8, 24 sheets, $17.50. Very difficult to find printed paperweight. Before I forget, also this 12 Days of Stitchmas. We started with this one, and I just saw it sitting over here. So $74.99. If you did not sign up for yours yet, I have only a handful left, and that's all we will have. So if this is one that you want, don't delay, because they're going to be hard to get here pretty soon. Okay, and then also we talked about this one, because this one is a fabulous, fabulous web border. It's $18.99. It has these gorgeous little bats down at the bottom, but with black glossy and Elizabeth Crafts on the backside. I mean, look at that detail. It's crazy good. Okay, that one is called Bat and Web Border. Oh, that's pretty cleverly named. Okay. And then we have two stencils, $6.99 each, which seems odd based on size, but you know, that's what it is. You've got Watching You and then Drippy Goo. So we kind of went into details on those too, but the Grit Paste Glow is back in stock, and that would be super fun with those eyeballs. And also the Texture Paste Black Opaque, $7.99 on the black, $9.99 on the glow. Okay, and then we have a couple of Christmas or holiday new gnome stamps. So we've got the Cozy Gnome Jumper in the sweetest little big sweater. I think it's so funny. These ones are all $8.99 as well. The Nutcracker Gnome, which could be cool for British stuff too. And then Fun Time Gnome with his little tongue out. You know he's having a blast. And then also the Beer Gnome. So don't worry, beer happy. I don't know why it always makes me laugh. And then this one is called Hot Flashes. And so we did this earlier with a couple of the inks, so you could kind of go back through that if you wanted to see how we did this color, but so easy to create a super dramatic background for that. And for motorcycle people, oh, that would be great, wouldn't it? Okay, so that one is, what did I say, $5.99. And then we do have a new topper, the Flower Owls. Really pretty, really, really pretty birds on that one. And then lastly, this is the brand new Annette Green stuff. So we have the Everyday Words 2, which mix and matches with Everyday Words 1. But doesn't have to. So that one's $19.99. Festive Harvest is $21.99 with this really cool layered pumpkin detail. That one is pretty unique, actually, that detail on there. And then we have the Mushrooms and Ferns. This one, speaking of unique, wait, did I tell you the price on Festive Harvest? $21.99? I can't remember. $23.99 on Mushrooms and Ferns. Really great detailed one here. You've got these gills, or I don't know what they are on a mushroom, but that is pretty unique. And then, well, the mushroom bunch, we'll just call it that. Because once you see what I see, you can't stop seeing it. I know it's tough. I know it's tough. Okay, and then we have the Fall Wreath and Owl. So gorgeous layered owl right here. And then you've got these really nice wreaths that can be all seasons and a bunch of leaves. But look at these little tiny leaves too, right? So look at, they're pretty small. So you could use those on all kinds of projects. And this one's $23.99. And then we have the, what is this guy called? Joy and Mary. This is the one that I accidentally only ordered one of. Hello. But it's got that Santa hat, which I'm actually really excited about. The music notes, we've got the Joy, kind of these artsy deers. You've got the, I don't know, holly sprig. That one's $25.99. This is the one that, if you want it, definitely let me know, because I got to order some more, obviously, since I mucked that up. And then we've got the Layered Labels die set. Fabulous all year round. Absolutely awesome. $21.99 on that, because you've got those perfect mats. And then the stamp set that coordinates with it is $19.99. And then we also have the Festive Season stamp set for $19.99 with these really great borders, adorable snowman, bird, that kind of thing. So we will have a bundle deal on these as well, because it's 6 dies and 2 stamps, and they work fabulous together. So that is my What's New Wednesday. Sorry I waffled on just a little bit longer than necessary, but I hope you guys found some fun stuff in today's video. Thank you. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye.